Hello everyone, I'm Hamza Melliani, Human Resources Manager at the Faculty of Economics and Management of Beni Mellil in Morocco. And I'm also a PhD student in the third year in the Laboratory of System Engineering at the University Sultan Moulay Sulaiman. The topic of this paper is the management of human skills as a dimension for the strengthening of Moroccan university governance. This work is realized with the help and support of my supervisor and my co-supervisor, Professor Youmna ELHISSI and Professor Hanaa HACHIMI. The plan is divided into 7 points: the introduction, a short presentation of Sultan Moulay Sulaiman University, the current context, recruitment, continuing professional training, research methodology, and finally conclusion. Introduction. Interests of the subject. Scientific interest. The new knowledge and results that we will find will serve as inputs for the study of a new social fact, namely the governance of competences within Moroccan universities. Political interest. The governance of competences is an essential issue in state policy at the regional and local levels. It is always at the center of political discourse and in the definition of the means by which the government intends to implement the objectives it has set. Strategic interest. In sum, the objectives of competency governance are to define and frame the set of resources to achieve the university's strategic goals and achieve better performance. Social interest. Competency governance is seen as a new organizational culture, as it develops new norms, attitudes, and values to actively mobilize people. The objective of our research work is to highlight the importance of the governance of competencies as a new approach to university governance in the Moroccan context through an exploratory study. Thus, this study aims to demonstrate the role of governance of competencies as a lever of performance, to give an overview of the practices of this determinant, and to assess its added value in the sustainable performance within Moroccan universities and more specifically the University Sultan Moulay Sulaiman. To this end, the problem revolves around the following central question: how can we assess the competence of human capital within the University of Sultan Moulay Sulaiman? To answer this problem, we will address the following research questions. To what extent do recruitment and continuing professional training improve the performance of Sultan Moulay Sulaiman University? What is the mastery rate by type of skill at Sultan Moulay Sulaiman University? Sultan Moulay Sulaiman University. Created in 2007, the Sultan Moulay Sulaiman University is a public establishment of a cultural, scientific, and professional character. With 12 institutions, the university currently has more than 46,057 students and 1,039 staff members, including 746 professors. Sultan Moulay Sulaiman University is now present in all the provinces of the Beni Mellil Coniferous region with its 12 institutions as shown in the following figure. The current context. The reforms of higher education in Morocco are presented in the following figure. The National Charter of Education and Training in 2000, the Emergency Plan in 2009, the Action Plan of the Ministry of Higher Education, Scientific Research, and Executive Training in 2013, the Strategic Vision in 2015. Concerning the projects for governance development. As part the Governance of Skills Project 1, this plan provides the planning of needs and the improvement of human resources management in the sector. Several measures have been put in place, including identification of the problems related to administrative and pedagogical framing and the deficit in human resources in the universities. Carrying out a study to determine the precise needs of professors, researchers, and administrative staff, particularly in the promising specialties. Estimate the annual needs to proceed to the replacement of the retirements, improve the level of supervision, face the increase of students, and create new establishments. The strategic vision of the reform recommends in the short term to put in place a program of action aimed at training and recruiting 15,000 professors, researchers by 2030, and a considerable number of administrative staff to accompany the creation of new institutions. However, it must be noted that public policy did not display a clear, coherent, and prospective action to strengthen university human capital and ensure its succession. This lack of policy is factually perceptible through at least 4 parameters. The continuous deterioration of the framing rate since the 2000 reform and even after the implementation of the vision in 2014. The inversion of the age and grade pyramid over a decade and a half, a low parity index despite a slight improvement, deterioration of the participation rate in the competition for administrative staff, more specifically the competition for technicians. Despite the implementation of all the above-mentioned reforms, higher education still suffers from accumulated shortcomings that they have not been able to overcome. It should be noted that in long term, the most important success factor lied in what has perhaps been neglected until now: recruitment and continuing professional training. E-recruitment. The performance of a university relies heavily on the quality of its human resources management, which evolves through the identification and attraction of new quality employees from the recruitment process. The human resources function become a true business partner and is an indispensable partner in strategic decision. In recent years, recruitment has changed dramatically, both internationally and in Morocco, not only due to the widespread use of the internet, but also due to the increasing implementation of new technology, software, and recruitment platforms in the workplace. This technological innovation in recruitment improves the recruitment process and allows universities and higher education institutions to save money, update job offers and their status at any time, shorten the recruitment cycle, identify and select the best knowledge and potential from a wider range of candidates, and offers the university the possibility to improve its image and profile. Recruitment is therefore the first step in a comprehensive approach to skills management. Peretti divides the recruitment activity into 4 steps: the definition of the post, search for candidates, selection of candidates, integration of new recruits. Continuing professional training. Continuing training is considered in our analysis as a factor that, like labor and capital, enters the performance function of the university. It can also help the university to avoid optional recruitment by ensuring that existing employees can adapt to the progress of the activity department. The success of a training policy depends on the effectiveness of its system and its practices. According to Magnet, there are 4 pillars that represent the practices of this system: collection and analysis of training needs, design of the specifications, the realization of the training plan, monitoring, evaluation, and effects of the training system. In the case of Sultan Moulay Slimane University, the need for training is through the request of the functionaries, which shows a strategy well adapted to their requirements. Or it is the university that proceeds to the realization of a program offering a wide choice of training in line with the needs and challenges of the sector. Research methodology. Competency assessment is a fundamental task since it involves evaluating the competence of individuals to certify that they can practice their profession independently and according to established criteria. In our study, we are going to use the MEF model functional evaluation model, which contains 4 axes. In this article, we will focus on the skills axis. This axis qualitatively evaluates human resources through the competencies that must be known and mastered by the people who occupy the function. The required skills are of 3 types: technical skills, behavioral skills, and job skills. The performance rate is a percentage measure that allows us to qualify the skill analyzed by distinguishing 4 typical situations as shown in the barometer below: at risk, needs improvement, satisfactory, and excellent. A field study was established at the University Sultan Moulay Slimane. This study aims to assess the skills of the human capital of the university. The evaluation grid was sent to the 12 institutions of higher education and to the presidency of the University Sultan Moulay Slimane. The functionaries must mention their state of knowledge and mastery of each of the skills by ticking one of the boxes of the table in the evaluation grid. The number of points obtained leads to calculating a rate of mastery by categories of skills and an overall mastery rate. The possible answers are different according to the type of skills, but their value is identical with 4 levels of evaluation as shown in the following table. The mastery rate is calculated as follows: the sum of the points for the different affirmations divided by the number of affirmations and multiplied by 100 for a percentage display. In conclusion, I apologize for not having included the analysis of the results in my presentation. The reason is that I am still waiting for more feedback on the evaluation grid that I sent to the institutions of Sultan Moulay Slimane University to make my study as exhaustive and complete as possible, and to ensure that the results obtained are not biased. To conclude, The main finding of our study is that governance of university skills is by nature the means of execution of the university's policy. It allows to satisfy the needs of the user's university professors and administrative staff, make higher education institutions dynamic and flexible, credible in the eyes of investors, is attentive to the needs of students, and provides support for the development of government policies. References. That's all for me. Thanks for your attention.